Good morning, guys, from Manila. We are in Fort Santiago, built in 1571 by the Spanish, and it's located in Intramuros, which is the fortified city. This was the fort to defend against invaders. Wherever you go, there's always a photo shoot in the Philippines. Wow, so the front gate sustained damage during the Battle of Manila in 1945, but eventually was rebuilt. You can see the second gate here that was damaged wasn't rebuilt, and there is a picture of an M4 Sherman actually driving through the first gate and the second gate. The fort was named after Saint James, or Santiago in Spanish, the patron saint of Spain, also known as Saint James the Muslim Slayer because of the legend he miraculously appeared 100 years after his death to fight the Battle of Pueyo, whose relief adorns the facade of the front gate. This is the actual fort here. So it was built by the Spanish explorer Miguel Lopez. I think this is the fortified wall, and then on the far side would be the ocean. Wow, after 452 years, look how good the masonry looks. It only took 3 years to complete the fort. This is one of the museums. Alright guys, I'm trying to keep a low profile in the museum because filming isn't actually allowed. There is a guide in the other room, but I don't think he's affiliated with the museum, so we'll see what happens.
Magaling talaga silang kwako eh. European kasi, nag-aaral siya sa Europe eh, kaya may sulat eh.
Yeah, so this is the prison cell of Jose Rizal before he was executed in the park, which is not too far from here, walking distance, maybe 10-15 minutes, and he was marched down there and his hands were tied in the back, and then he was shot in the back by the Spanish. And when they killed him, it started the revolution against the Spanish, which only lasted a few years, and then the Spanish finally, the Philippines was liberated from Spain. Here you can see the mural of him being shot in the back by the Spanish. This is Rizal's bust. So he wasn't the only one to actually die here, although he wasn't killed in the prison. He was killed where the park is today, but several other prisoners died actually in this fort. in their cell. Yeah, so that was pretty cool in there. We weren't allowed to film, so I had to make it brief. But yeah, Jose Rizal was not the only prisoner, Filipino prisoner held here. There were several others, although he wasn't killed here. He was executed where the park is nowadays. But several others did actually die in the fort. Actually, I thought the water would have been right here, but the water is still a little bit over that ways. Yeah, so these trees here are actually mango trees, really old mango trees. Yeah, so this is the entrance to the fort, and then these walls here would have been guarding the entrance and the moat. Really cool. Wow, do you see how thick the walls were? Very thick. I guess back during that period they had to build the walls really thick to withstand cannon blasts and maybe other type of fragmentation that they would shoot at it. So you can see now modern day Manila is growing up over the old fort and the history of the start of the city. Yeah, so this is the dungeon where the prisoners were held. You can just imagine how dark and damp this would have been.
Diba nauna pa ako sa inyo?
There's the water. Yeah, so you can see here, this is the old Manila, right in this area here, and then this is all new Manila. There's something floating down the river. Looks like lilies.
Garbage.
Yeah, you can just imagine how cold, dark, and damp those cells were. Even nowadays with the lighting, it was still dark and damp in there. And then you have the river here. It was probably damp all the time, so you're pretty much just rotted down there. And that's where you can see Jose Rizal wasn't killed there, but other prisoners did die down in those dungeons from the conditions alone. You're pretty much just left there to rot, and who knows how often they fed you or whatnot, and where you went to the bathroom. You went to the bathroom in the cell probably, and it's just festered.
I think they even are not fed regularly.
No, yeah, you probably definitely weren't fed regularly. Maybe once a day you were fed, if that. So I didn't notice this before, but this wall here, as you can see, it's only knee height. Some
Yeah.
little kid would run and
Yeah,
fall right over.
so I think they put their
Yeah, so this is, you can see this is where the cannon or some kind of gun would go and then shoot out to defend the fort. Wow, Fort Santiago is really cool. Lots of history here. That wraps it up for now. We have tickets to Ocean World, so we're gonna head down there now. So this is what Manila traffic looks like at 5 p.m.